All right, Kevin, thanks very much. As we welcome you to Las Vegas, and we welcome you to Champ Week, presented by Principal. Here at the Orleans Arena, it's the semifinals of the West Coast Conference Championship Tournament. San Francisco takes on the number 2 team in America, and perennially, it seems, the number 1 seed in the WCC, the Bulldogs of Gonzaga. They've got designs on another West Coast Conference Championship and maybe a national championship. They need to get by the Dons in Game 1 tonight to advance to tomorrow night's championship game against the winner of BYU St. Mary's. We'll have that one next over on ESPN2. That should be a war as well. Should be a great night of basketball. Bob Wischusen here with Dick Vitale. Sean Farnham will be with us in just a moment. We're in Las Vegas. You roll the dice in this town. I think Mark Few is really happy with the team that he has a chance to roll the dice with this year.
Well, they got a chance to win 30 games. It'll be 4 consecutive years. No one else has done that currently. That's unbelievable. The bottom line is they got an outstanding trio. Anytime you have 3 players, I would rate them in the top 5 in the country teams as a trio. They have certainly the great play. When you think about Petrushev, you think about, obviously, you look at the numbers right there with Kispert and Tilly. Those 3 give you a great chance to win every time you're on the floor. And, man, do they win. This conference is a lot better than people think. I can't remember the last time, I don't think it's ever happened, that 3 teams already are locked in by Joe Lunardi before the tournament starts. When you think St. Mary's, BYU, and of course, the number 2 team in the nation, Gonzaga. Mark Few, I simply say, eventually, he will be enshrined in a Hall of Fame.
Well, the guy that's going to be opposing Mark Few tonight, standing by with Sean.
Yeah, here with Coach Golden. They talk about the rise of this conference. A big part of that has been your team this year. You took the lead to the half against Gonzaga twice. You took a 20-minute lead. What is it going to take to get a 40-minute win tonight?
First of all, I got to do a much better job with my halftime speech, apparently. But no, we got to take care of the ball better in the second half. And we just have to play to win. I think we've been a little playing afraid to lose in the second half. But if we come out more aggressive, I think we'll be in good shape tonight.
I'm disappointed he's not wearing the green jacket, but the tie still looks good. Guys?
Well, his group went toe-to-toe with Gonzaga in both first halves. They got blown out in the second half, February 20th in Spokane. But a game that San Francisco hosted back on Saturday, February 1st, only a 4-point win, Dick, in that game for Gonzaga.
Well, they were up 1 with a minute 33 on the clock, and then Corey Kispert made a driving 3-point play, came back a little later, made a jump shot, and they won that game. What I love about Coach Golden, confident, I spoke to him 30 minutes on the field with him, he firmly believes they're going to win here tonight. And you've got to have your coach and your leader believe that.
Tilly looking backdoor. He ends up coming up short. The player of the year in the West Coast Conference, though, draws the game's first foul as Filip Petrushev will go to the line to try and score the game's first points. And what an empire, a basketball dynasty that Mark Few has built in Spokane.
Well, he's turned down so many offers that he's had. He's really had opportunities galore, but he built a special scenario there, just like it seems Anthony Grant's doing that with that Dayton team. Petrushev, what a story he's become. Last year, you think about the guys they lost. They lost Hachimura. They lost, when you think about Clark, they lost in the backcourt Perkins. I mean, you think about their losses, Norvell.
Yep.
They lost him as well, Zach Norvell. They lost 4 big-time players, yet they're back here knocking on the door winning 30 games. It's amazing. He said he's so excited about this team. They've exceeded any expectation he thought. That's what I heard from the words of Mr. Few.
Charles Minland, a little too strong from 3. And back the other way comes the grad transfer from North Texas, Ryan Woolridge, who was really seamlessly, along with Admon Gilder, fit in with this group. And he'll drive it and get rejected by Jamari Bouye.
Tell you what, Bouye, very versatile kind of guard. They love their guard play. When you think about Minland and Bouye, and then bring a kid off the bench named Shabazz is really terrific. People are going to love him.
Moving screen, though, set by Jimbo Lowe.
Here's a stat to be aware of. As you see the block shot, good rotation over defensively. The stat to keep really in mind, they are 12-0. 12-0, have not lost this year, the Dons, when they make 10 threes or more. Think about that. And that was the first thing that Mark Few told me when I spoke on the phone with him yesterday. He said, we must control the three-point shot. If they make it out, we could be in trouble.
They average 8.9 per game.
they had to win 2 games to get here. They got a fresh team in Gonzaga. These guys had to play back-to-back games on, I guess it was Friday and Saturday, just to get here.
Someone's got to get a pump, and as they were not happy with the game ball, so swapped it out. There's a steal by Midland. He'll try and football move, drive it to the goal, but that's rebounded by Killian Tilly.
Tough opportunity.
Woolridge gathers and scores.
They do such a great job in transition. Lead the nation in scoring. And I want to hear all this talk about, who do they play? The bottom line is they can play with anybody. They've proven that over the years, constantly in the Sweet 16. Big fella inside low has been a very effective player for the Dons all year.
Jump hook over Petrusev, knocks it down.
Thank you, Mr. Love, for making me look like I did my homework.
When do you not do your homework?
Well, you got to prepare, man. That's the key for anything you do in life. For young people out there, preparation.
Killian Tilly with the Shane shot at the opposite end.
He's always
the answer.
He's always prepared.
Midland, that's rejected by Tilly.
Tilly makes the basket, comes back with the block shot. Now, if you don't reward that, there's something wrong. That was a great play he just made because they were beaten in transition. Good one-on-one right here.
Petrusev, jump hooks galore.
Petrusev working on the interior has been a real major factor all year long. They're really locking up on the three-point shooters. They really play them tough, making them have to drive the basketball. You don't see wide open threes at all, Bob.
Shot clock down to 5. Bouye may have to force one up. Step back over Tilly. Got it.
He raved about his guards. To me, I've not seen him play in person, but I'll tell you, Bouye, he couldn't say enough about him, and he could say enough about a kid named Shabazz.
Bouye doubled his per-point scoring average from last season. He was nothing but a bench player last year. He has been nothing but a starter this year, and he has been a rock for them in the backcourt. They move right to him. Connects for 3.
Brighton is known as a real good three-point shooter. He has had great stats this year, but the coach told me he's the all-time three-point shooter at San Francisco. If he gets going with the 3, that's a big plus for them tonight.
Woolridge bullies his way to the goal for another layup.
The guards know how to play. They attack off the bounce. They know how to find open people. Very cerebral.
Quick trigger, and that's off the mark for Jordan Rattino. Joel Ayayi waits for some help. Killian Tilly can knock it down from there. You always have to be aware. And as a result, he goes backdoor to Corey Kispert.
Kispert, I love the way he plays. Plays hard all the time, but what about the bounce pass right on a dime laid there by Tilly? Don't even held Tilly back all year, his injuries.
His whole career is the only thing that's held him back.
Yeah, exactly. He's got great skills. In fact, he went 5 for 5 against them in 2018 here, shooting a 3.
Jimbo Lowe. Good hands by Tilly.
They want to push that ball, man, right to the goal. And
Ayayi is able to finish at the other end.
Here come the play, man. They respect the Dons. They better respect them. Twice, as you said earlier. Halftime, they were down. They were down 9 at the kennel at halftime. Second half, they turned the ball over a lot. They got blown out in the second half.
Midland had to alter his shot and did it well to avoid Petrusev.
He's a big-time player. He's very strong physically. His dad was a heck of a player. His dad played at St. John's in the 90s.
Petrusev with a nice backdoor look. Another layup for Woolridge.
Too many easy shots right now. It can't continue like this if San Fran thinks they're going to have a chance here tonight. They got to tighten up defensively. Seems that they can run anything they want right now when you look at Gonzaga.
Out of bounds off Woolridge, but Gonzaga off to a 7 for 10 start from the field. They've got the early 7-point lead.
Watch them pass the basketball. Watch us find a great backdoor cut. Catch the defense staring at the ball. Poor job rotating over Tilly with the great pass. There they are, another backdoor cut. Too easy, man. I'll go out there and make those layups, Mr. Washuzin.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Principal Financial Group. Start today at principal.com. Bob Wischusen, Dick Vitale, Sean Farnham back in Las Vegas. Great start for Gonzaga as they have a 7 for 10 beginning from the field. And as a result, a 16-9 lead as we bring you tonight's Need to Know, brought to you by Principal. And what do you need to know about Mark Few and Gonzaga under this head coach? All they seem to do is win.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Look at that record there. It's incredible what he's built there. You talk about building a dynasty. He's a legend. We're going to be honoring him at my gala this year. Mark has done so much in the world of cancer as well. Just a terrific humanitarian as well as a sensational coach.
Layup wouldn't go for Bouye. Tilly's the trailer. The extra pass to Kispert. Nice shot fake. Mid-range jumper is perfect.
He's part of that trio, I tell you, that's really outstanding. The one thing they have to do when you look at San Francisco, they got to make them play 5-on-5. They can't allow them in transition with secondary scores off the break as well. They're getting anything more in transition outside.
Takeaway by Tilly.
Here they come, baby. They like to push it up the floor.
Tilly will push it. Shovels one to Petrushev. And he draws a foul. No, I checked that. I think it's going to go against Tavi Yurkatam on the drive by Tilly.
The one thing when you look at a team such as Gonzaga over the years, very unselfish. They share the ball, always going for the open guy. There's the contact. Really constantly trying to always get the better shot.
Kispert off the curl. That's short.
Nice little set play right there. Did everything but make the basket.
Inland to the corner to Shabazz. Line drive 3. That might have grazed the backboard first. And Petrushev with another rebound. They're giving Petrushev that shot from the foul line. Instead, he'll pass it up to Woolridge. In, out, and right back in again for a triple.
Once again, wide open. Wide open looks. They're not being contested on any shot. Coach Golden's got to be very upset because they're not guarding people here tonight. And you better guard Gonzaga. They'll put 100 on the board with their great scoring efficiency.
Bouye to Minland. That's a brick. And a little late whistle there. And Yurkatam called for his second foul.
Getting one shot. And watch this right here. Wide open. Wide open. Get me in the uniform. Are you kidding me? Get me in the uniform to shoot that. You're laughing at me. Don't laugh at me. I can make that. Wide open.
You absolutely can. My question would be, if you're Khalil Shabazz, you're giving a wide open foul line jumper to Petrushev. Why would you then come and double him? If you have no respect for him as a shooter, why are you leaving the shooter wide open in the corner?
Exactly.
So I learned things sitting next to you.
I like that point you make. I think you can be a heck of a coach. I mean, and you're not going to be fired. Most guys get fired like I did to get to this business.
Is that the way it goes? Maybe you should get fired as a broadcaster to be hired as a coach?
That's right.
That'd be a good business plan.
Just ask Seth. He's sitting in the studio. He'll tell you, we're like geniuses on the air. We never lose a game. Undefeated. I got a better record than Krzyzewski. Are you kidding me? Let's see if they tighten up defensively a little bit. They can play 5-on-5, and that's what he told me he wanted them to do. Play their half-court game and take away their running game.
Drew Timmy, the freshman, pulled the string. Inland comes the other way. Nice crossover. And the reverse.
He's a big-time player. Mark told me very physical attacks. As you can see, right off the bounce. Very strong. 6'4", got great strength.
Admon Gilder wasted no time. Timmy tried to save it, but stepped on the end line. A 10-point lead for Gonzaga. But Charles Minland doing what he can to keep the Dons in it. The reverse by the second team, all WCC forward. All right, Kevin, thanks very much. Well, Champ Week by the numbers. We are going to put a lot of teams in the NCAA tournament, and we are going to show you a lot of games. If you've got ESPN Plus, you're going to love having it this week and into next, because we're going to just show an inordinate number of Champ Week games.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Joe Lenardi, you talk about a guy that works so hard with his bracketology. Oh, by the way, did you see that quote by Archie Miller knocking him down, saying it's like Sesame Street? Come on, Archie, if you coach half as good as what Lenardi does and what he does, man, you'd be in the Hall of Fame, because Lenardi is a Hall of Famer at what he does, my friend.
Amen. Hitting the backboard first was Jordan Rottino.
Yeah, he eats, sleeps, and drinks basketball, loves it.
No, nobody likes college basketball more than Joe Lenardi.
You just lose a basketball game, as they did at home to Wisconsin, and there he is going to a press conference taking shots at Lenardi. That, to me, was a planned comment.
Yeah, if you miss the NCAA tournament and you're Indiana, it's not Joe Lenardi's fault you missed it. It's yours.
That's right. Win games.
Pulling up on the baseline and knocking it down is Khalil Shabazz, and he's a player that can fill it up.
Yeah, he had 32 against BYU. Unbelievable performance coming off the bench. And BYU is one heck of a team. People, watch that second game on ESPN2. It's going to be special. BYU and St. Mary's. I mean, WCC's got quality hoops, baby.
Killian Tilly, baseline one-hander won't go, too strong. And it fell right into the arms of Wrighton.
Tightened up a little bit defensively. San Francisco the last couple possessions.
Straight away. That's a brick from Shabazz.
You were nice there. That's a brick. You build a lot of buildings with a few of those. Let's see. They're making them play 5-on-5. See, take away the transition game. Let them beat you 5-on-5. They do that, they deserve to win it. You got to eliminate those easy buckets.
Admon Gilder weaving his way in. Nice little pocket pass for the reverse to Drew Timme.
Timme gets the score, but what about delivering the rock right there by Gilder? And that's why before the game he was raving to us about these guards coming through from Gilder and certainly Woolridge, because he lost two great ones in Norvell and Perkins.
Jordan Rottino tried to find a cutter, and it's knocked away, but it will stay with 7 to shoot with San Francisco.
Take a look right here. He knows where his teammate is. He's got the head up all the time. Look at that position, sealing off. That's really working, how to play on the interior to get free. Squared his body on the baseline. Good look by Gilder. Hey, the one thing that's very obvious to me here defensively, they are really locking up on the three, saying, drive the basketball. Drive the basket.
A foul in the corner on the air ball 3 from Shabazz, but Woolridge bumped him. So that will put Khalil Shabazz at the line to shoot 3.
Well, he told me we're going to like Shabazz. So looking early at him, I can say that, see that. I was looking at Mark Few on that sideline. He told me next year we are going to be dynamite. As a dynamite, how much better you can be than right now, 29-2.
They might be preseason number 1 next year, as this week our NBA Wednesday doubleheader tips off in Dallas. Luka and Porzingis, the Mavs, will host the Nuggets at 8 Eastern. And then Zion and the Pelicans take on the Kings. Both of those teams desperate for wins, trying to catch Memphis for the 8th spot in the West. Our coverage begins with Stephen A's pregame. It's SportsCenter at 7 on ESPN and the ESPN app.
I'll tell you one thing, Stephen A. going at pregame. I love what he does. We're going to be honoring Stephen A. along with Mark Few. That place is going to be rocking. Oh, a little full court pressure right here. Pretty tough to pressure them. Little choke pressure. Get him back to play 5-on-5.
Tilly's got a mismatch. And now they switch.
I'm telling you, you got great coaching acumen. I think you could be a coach. Oh, look at that backdoor cut.
Woolridge recovers, fumbled it, hands it to Timme. That was stripped away by Shabazz. Timme gets it back and lays it in.
Nice getting a guy like Timme off the bench. You know, the one thing about the Zags, you prepare for the game, they got 6 guys averaging double figures. I don't think anybody else in the country has that.
Well,
6 guys, and they got a 7th guy averaging 9.6.
And Drew Timme averages 9.6. You have to go back 20 years for the last time in Division I that a team had 7 players averaging double figures.
They love to run.
Well, out of control was Woolridge, and now a chance for the Dons to run the other way.
He should have given that ball up.
It will stay with San Francisco.
Woolridge should have given that ball up. But these Zag fans love Gonzaga basketball. They flock out everywhere. They travel like Kentucky does, basically Kansas. Well, no one really travels like Kentucky. They're in another world. They are really passionate.
Jordan Rottino will head to the bench, along with Josh Coonan.
Well, Rottino certainly a player that's got a lot of experience.
Dimitri Rivni has come on for the first time for San Francisco, and also back in the game is Jimbo Lowe. And here is Lowe. He'll throw it down.
I'll tell you one thing, they're going to get more touches for Lowe. I mean, they were telling me before the game, Mark Few and his staff basically feel that he's a major factor for them.
Tilly down to the deck, a scramble for it, loose ball. San Francisco's got it. Here comes Bouye, out to Shabazz. He can't hit the three. Offensive rebound. That's rejected inside by Timmy. And Bouye will recover and back it out. He'll try a three. That won't go. That's an air ball.
Having a tough time shooting the three ball here. Remember, we told you if they make 10, they're 12-0. Take a look right here. Great effort. Just the dunk right there by Lowe. Big, strong, interior player. Look at him going up strong, man. Going to the rack.
Well, you mentioned San Francisco and their need to make threes. 10 was the number that you put it on. They probably have to make at least 10 to win this game. They're off to a 1-for-9 start from three-point land, so it's got to get better.
And they're only down 7. They haven't really played great defense, especially early in the game.
Dragging the pivot foot was at Gilder.
Well, good job defensively. Stayed right in front of him to make him make the turn to the basket. They had to beat a really good Pacific team to get here. Pacific coached by Coach Stoudemire.
Jimbo Lowe. Petrushev, jump hook. That won't go. Weak side rebound fell to Raitanen, but he lost it out of bounds. Well, we've already crowned a champion here in Las Vegas. Kelly Graves, the head coach of the Oregon women's team. They won the Pac-12 championship, and they've got about as good a player as we've ever seen. We'll hear from Kelly Graves with Sean when we come back.
Sabrina!
Welcome back to the WCC tournament semifinal action here in Las Vegas. It's a 7-point lead for Gonzaga over the Dons. Bob Wischusen alongside Dick Vitale. Sean Farnham is with us here as well, and Gonzaga off to the type of shooting start they can't get off to and can't maintain. Dick, if you're going to have any chance to beat them, they are 11 of 19 from the field, shooting 58%.
Yeah, got a lot of open shots early in the game, and that certainly put that number up there. But they're only up 7.
Well, Sean Farnham, we have already crowned a champion here in Las Vegas.
We've already crowned a champion. He's sitting next to me, Kelly Graves, the head coach of the Oregon Ducks, formerly of the Gonzaga Bulldogs, formerly of the St. Mary's Gales. You pretty much traveled the world, but we got to ask you right away, coaching Sabrina Ionescu. Take me through it.
Well, it's incredible. I mean, she's a coach's dream. Makes everybody on the team better, makes every coach that she works with better. And how lucky am I that she's carried my butt for 4 years, buddy.
Well, and now you've got a legitimate chance to win a national championship. You've made no secret about it all season long. It's been unfinished business. Now that you've won the conference regular season and the conference tournament last night at the Mandalay Bay, what do you have to do to put yourself in that position now as far as the mental approach leading into the NCAA tournament?
Well, this group's won 10 games in the NCAA. We've been there before. We just got to stay hungry. Hopefully we stay healthy, and we've got everything it takes. So now we just got to go out and do it.
And tonight you get to be a dad. Your son's on the roster for the Zags.
He is, and I'll tell you, this is a thrill. My wife and I, we get to come and just enjoy this. We love Coach Few. I respect him so much. And wouldn't it be cool if 2 of us in the family get national championships this year?
I think it'd be pretty good. Dick, Sabrina Ionescu, she is unbelievable for the game. Not just the women's game, the whole game. First ever to go 2K, 1K, 1K. And the Ducks are looking to quack their way to the Final Four in New Orleans.
She is a talent. There's no doubt about it. He did a great job with her. It's not always easy coaching a superstar. Getting to play with everybody else. Obviously, he did a great job. Congratulations, Coach.
Well, she obviously blends with all the other players on her team because she's got 1,000 assists. So she shares it as much as any 2,000-point scorer would ever be able to share it.
And that's why they win. They win because she's able to do so much. She's so versatile. She's the LeBron James of what she does on the women's game.
Meanwhile, the Dons are looking for the tie, and they've got it. A run for San Francisco. Reimu Raitanen buries a triple. And how about this comeback by San Fran?
Well, Raitanen right there knocking down a triple. We said he's capable of making the all-time leader in making threes at San Fran. We got a game, baby.
Bob Wischusen, Dick Vitale, Sean Farnham back here at the Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. Gonzaga getting another first half battle from the Dons. We're deadlocked at 25, 6:15 to go in the first half. And Dick, this again underscores how good this league has become, how deep this league is as Woolridge cruises coast to coast to put Gonzaga back on top. This is the number 5 seed in the West Coast Conference. In years past, Gonzaga would beat the number 5 seed by 40, and that's not happening anymore in this league.
No, there's a lot of balance out there. Coaches out there recruiting, finding players. But you got to really take away what they just gave up. You can't give such unmolested, just easy layups to the basket.
Yep. Boye, left hand, too strong. Lull tries to rip it away. It's loose on the deck. Killian Tilly fighting for it, and he draws a foul.
Tell you one thing, I think San Francisco should make a direct goal getting the ball to Lull. While we're interviewing Coach Graves, we interviewed him during that segment, they ran a little play for him on the interior. He caught the ball in a post, laid it up, scored, and he looked so smooth. A little smoother than when I looked right there, demonstrated it.
Oh, you've not enough O's in smooth for how you look, but that's number 2 on Lull. Just picked up his second foul.
Second foul, yep.
They're going to leave him on the floor. Would you be doing that if you were San Francisco, or would you sit him down?
I'd leave him on the floor. I'd tell you, I think coaches sometimes panic. With that 2 fouls, you got 5.
Petrushev with a floater.
Petrushev in the lane, wide open. Well, we can leave him on the floor, let him get some touches.
Well, Petrushev draws nearly 8 fouls per 40 minutes, and that's Lull's check. So you would think, go right back to Petrushev as often as possible to see if they can pick up that third on Lull, as now a foul is called on Kispert.
I think he's going to bring him out right now. No, he's not bringing Lull out. I thought he was going to send a sub in for Lull.
It's going to be Wrighton in for Coonan.
And Wrighton is a guy that can make shots. He really can. The stats don't show it this year, but he's made them over his career.
Lull in the post. Faces up on Petrushev. 10 to shoot. Spins baseline, gets shut down on his post moves, and has to repost. 5 to shoot. This time across the lane. The jump hook comes up short. Lull's got his own miss. Shovels one inside. The layup rolls off for Wrighton.
What a great job by Lull to come up with the second opportunity.
But Petrushev fumbles one out of bounds on the bullet pass from Woolridge.
And he had an easy layup. Transition again, up and down the court. You got to be able to defend and contain their transition game. You don't do that, you're not going to win the basketball game. I don't care who you are playing. They excel so well in getting numbers, 4 and 3s, 3-on-2s in a running game.
Spin move by Minland.
He can drive, man. He sees a little gap, he uses that big physical body. Tell you, this one to me, I loved it. You got a little block on him.
There's the third foul on Lull. They went right back down to Petrushev, and that's why you love that matchup if you're Mark Few. He draws fouls, and now you'd think Todd Golden will have no choice but to sit Jimbo Lull down for the rest of the first half.
He's got to sit him down and make a big difference, taking him out of the lineup. And a smart move right there. He's a little upset. He said he thought that an elbow came on the other side into him. That's a big loss. Big loss.
That's the third leading rebounder in the West Coast Conference, and a double-digit scorer sitting down in foul trouble.
They got to hope they stay close. Right now, you got to be a little patient with the basketball. Take some time off that clock. You want to be able to come in with a great chance to win, and then have Lull back on the floor for the second half.
Minland. He's a scorer.
He really has that scorer's mentality. And he scores in a variety of ways. He can score 3 levels. He can score with the jumper from the perimeter. He can get the mid-range shot. And he certainly has the driving game. Wide open.
Petrushev leans in. The follow for Tilly.
Tilly and Petrushev are a really nice combination. What a tandem on the interior. Little weave up on top.
Minland, jump stop, pulls the string a bit, and Woolridge comes down with a loose ball.
Push, push, push. That's their game. They want to back him out.
Woolridge attacks, sets up Petrushev, who blew the dunk.
He blew the dunk, baby, wide open.
Minland, that 3 won't go. Could have been a 5-point swing.
Could have been, should have been, would have been. If I had hair, I'd be a TV star. If.
That if left the station a long time ago. Spin move by Petruccia. No foul called. It will stay with Gonzaga when we come back. They've got a 2-point lead. The semifinals here in Vegas, the West Coast Conference Championship. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. Visit HerculesTires.com.
A tournament competition, but Gilder and Woolridge are very good players. They are very good, but they're not as strong as they were certainly last year when they had Perkins and certainly when they had Norvell. I mean, those guards are really so experienced. These kids are capable. They are. They beat Oregon earlier in the year this year, who's a real good basketball team. I think with the right matchups, they have the potential, obviously, to go to a Final Four.
Well, they've scored nearly 90 a game, and if they can get into that up and down game, they can beat anyone, right?
Yeah, that transition game is their key. The pressure disrupted them a little bit, but I think it was the fact they forced them to play a little more half-court defense.
And keep this guy on the floor. Killian Tilly, if he stays healthy, they are a completely different team. And he's got a chance for an and one here.
Well, because he gives you scoring in many ways. He gives you scoring on the inside, like I'm seeing right here. He's going to spin to the lane with the little jump hook, and he certainly can shoot the three. He had a stretch here in 2018. I think he made like, 12 in a row? Some crazy number.
And he went nuts in the championship game of the WCC tournament. Killian Tilly is on the list of 5 finalists for the Karl Malone Award for Best Power Forward in America. Filip Petruccia is on the list of 5 finalists for the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Award, Best Center in America.
He better be on the list.
Is on the list of 5 finalists for the Julius Erving Award for Best Small Forward in America. They're the only team that has at least one guy on the list of 5 finalists for their respective positional award. That's that trio you talked about, and there's another rebound for Tilly.
Yeah, not really a good shot right there. Bad shot, in fact. Right now, you want to contain him a little bit here. You don't want to go down double digits.
Kispert for 3. And the rebound pulled down with one arm by Shabazz.
I tell you, Shabazz has some story. At 32, what a line he had in that game. It was unbelievable. He was fantastic against BYU.
He was the Conference Player of the Year as a freshman at Central Washington. Transferred a couple of years ago and is only a redshirt sophomore. Sat out last season, so this is the first of the 3 years of eligibility he has left for the Dons. Bouye out to Raitanen for 3. Yes.
Hey, he's feeling it. I think he's got 3 threes already, does he not?
He's got all 3 threes they've made. He's 3 for 4. The rest of the team is 0 for 9. Too easy. Uncontested layup for Admon Gilder.
See, that pressure at times gives him a little bit of an asset, but at times they go right through it for layups.
Raitanen can't catch the pass on the slip from Charles Mindlin, so it's a Don's turnover.
See, I would take that pressure off. I really would. I would take that pressure off now. You got to feel certain spots to use it, occasionally. You can't use it on a regular basis because they're going to attack it. They pass the ball really well, and they really know how to move the ball. They get good spacing. Got it back in there, man-to-man.
Gilder to Tilly. Short. Back tap. Tilly saves it. Woolridge from the wing. Yes.
Hustle play, get the basketball, go back and get a big 3. Coach Golden not happy with that right there. Jumped off the bench.
About a 7-second differential. Shabazz dribbles it down. 8 to shoot.
Gonna try to take a one-on-one. Use his speed.
Goes around Timmy, high off the glass.
Oh, what a tip!
Is there. Josh Coonan skies for the loose ball, and now a foul on Shabazz in the backcourt.
Yeah, that's a silly foul back there. Really a silly foul. Great tip.
And they're over the limit.
Yeah, that's not being cerebral right there. Now look at his tip. Great tip. Unbelievable. Shabazz with a good effort. Size really was a factor there. Made him alter the shot. But you got to understand situation. I think a lot of kids don't know time, situations, score. I mean, a foul there, give him 2 points. It's really not really heading.
And Killian Tilly now has 1,003 points for his career. So the senior goes over 1,000 points in the first half. And Todd Golden, he's still arguing about the scramble where Tilly saved it in front of his bench that set up the Woolridge three.
I'm going to tell you something. You're lucky you missed one there. When I talked to Todd today, when I got off the phone, I told my wife, I am really impressed with this guy.
Mindlin, he draws a foul with less than a second to go in the half.
I mean, he could drive the basketball. But this guy is so optimistic, so positive, and I think it becomes contagious in your team. He's not always there beating on guys. I can tell. And we're good. We're good, Dickie V. We are good. He said, we got some really outstanding guards. I mean, he believes that. He also raved about the offensive efficiency of BYU.
Mindlin, a 64% free throw shooter. Trying to make this a 5-point game at the half now.
He's going to be better than that because he's going to go to the line quite a bit with his driving ability. I think people can really appreciate when you see these teams compete, the level of play that's out here. Really outstanding. Almost as outstanding as seeing Ron Stewart, you and I saw, wait a minute, you didn't come yesterday. I saw a baby face.
Yeah, I had
he was
some work to do.
Unbelievable.
Talking about unbelievable, it's Mark Few and Gonzaga standing by with Sean.
Coach, the Dons made a run there in the middle portion of that first half. What did you like about the way your team responded on the close?
I mean, we started moving the ball again. Thought we got our defense calmed down a little bit, rotated around, made some plays on the defensive end. What you got to do against these guys.
What are you looking to improve upon here in the second half?
We attacked the press better. We were a little tentative. Into the first half there, we got back to attacking it, making some plays, and then just get our feet set down here, rotate, and make plays on defense.
All right, Coach, thank you so much. Bob, back to you.
It's a 5-point lead for Gonzaga over San Francisco. Halftime of semifinal number 1 here in Las Vegas. Time for the halftime report. Back to the studio with Seth Greenberg and LaFonso Ellis. Here's Kevin Nagani. Kevin? Welcome back to Champ Week, presented by Principal. Just about set for the start of the second half here in Las Vegas at the Orleans Arena. Semifinal number 1 in the West Coast Conference Championship. Gonzaga holding on to a 5-point lead over San Francisco. The winner of this game advances to the championship game, game number 2, over on ESPN2. Coming up at 11:30 Eastern Time. Should be a really good one between St. Mary's and BYU. But we have already had good games this year between San Francisco and Gonzaga. Bob Wischusen and Dick Vitale, Sean Farnham will join us in just a moment. Zags have a lot of firepower, but the Dons have found ways to stay with them for 20 minutes. Can they do it for 40?
Well, they're going to have to do it for 40 if they want to win that game and get to the finals. Think about this. Gonzaga, here's a stat blows my mind. 22 consecutive years they've been in the finals. 22 years. Is that consistency? Hey, I'll tell you one thing. In the first half, they got too many easy layups. I mean, right there, that's an easy layup. You got to rotate over. Now look at this here, another layup. Got too many early layups. And then there was a sequence where they played some good defense. San Francisco got back in the game, and the reason they got back in the game, Charles Mindlin's driving ability, changing direction, the reverse layup, the left hand. I mean, I love his driving ability. There he is again, going to the goal, spinning in the lane, showing a little fadeaway J. I'm telling you, this kid's got some offensive ability. He's offensively very efficient.
Let's take a look at tonight's game track, brought to you by Travelocity. Gonzaga, 53% from the field. Woolridge was the star in the first half with 14. San Francisco only 3 of 13 from 3, and yet they're only down by 5. Sean, as we check in with you.
Yeah, speaking with Coach Gold, he said he was really actually happy with the way they took the first punch from the Gonzaga Bulldogs and got back to playing Don's basketball. Felt that defensive transition was going to be key, limiting their opportunities to drive. They want to keep the Zags out of transition, as Dick's been saying the entire first half, make it a 5-on-5 game inside the half court. They also have to get Lowell back involved in this game. He got in foul trouble at the end of the first half. They want to get him reasserted and be more physical down low on the block. They feel like they have to match the intensity of the Zags here in the second 20.
Tell you one thing, Sean, I agree with everything you said there, but they better be very careful he doesn't get number 4, certainly against Petrushev. Oh, he's wide open. They missed him right there. Little screen and roll. He looks a little one-on-one right now.
Goes baseline with the left hand, laying it in his Jimbo Low.
He's got good footwork. He really does. He's got really good footwork down there in the post. Unbelievable.
Now, first halves this season, San Francisco has played extraordinarily well against Gonzaga as Tilly comes up short, but they have not been able to finish. And they got blown out in Spokane. So what has to happen in the second half for the Dons to flip this scenario?
Well, they have to play better defense, and right there, lull another deuce on the glass. They should go right after Low. If I was right now, Mark Few, I would pound the ball inside to the player of the year, Petrushev, and say, man, take him to the basket. Because he's not going to play him as aggressively. He's going to watch out right and see, take him. That's what he's going to do. Go one-on-one. Go right to the goal.
Petrushev
Go right to the
tied
goal.
up with the left hand over Low.
Thank you.
You're a good coach.
Really? If I was
Yes.
a good coach, I wouldn't be sitting next to you. I'd still be coaching. I got the Ziggy, baby. Oh, you know what? I haven't lost a game on 1,040 years.
That makes you a good coach. Bouye for 3. Low. The tip follow won't go. It ends up with Midland.
Good ball movement.
Right to it, way off the mark, and he knew it. He went after his own miss and gets tied up with Kispert. Held ball, and it will go over to the Bulldogs.
You know, Gonzaga's on that line, Joe Lenardi's line. A little one-on-one right here. He's going to take it out. Lowell's got to be careful. Doesn't want that 4th foul. But, you know, Joe Lenardi's got him on a 1 line. And I believe he said he believes that even if they lose, they'll still be on a 1 line. Well, there's some scenarios that would play out. If they lose here, and let's say, for example, Florida State wins the ACC tournament.
It'd be hard to keep them off the 1 line.
Hard to keep them off the 1 line, I would say. So this game is bigger than people believe. I mean, not only that, 22 years in a row in the finals, that's just incredible.
Is that a moving screen? That's going to go against Low. That's his 4th.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that is a brutal foul for San Francisco.
Oh, what a way to get your 4th foul. I mean, come on. Come on. Let's take a look right here. He's got to know better, though. That's
Good
a moving
call.
screen. That's a good call. That's a legitimate call. He's got to know the situation. I got 3 fouls, man. I'm like so far from the basket. Why? This could change the whole game. He writes the score down right now at the time that he went out. And there could be a difference right here.
Petrushev, floater, yes.
Oh, he's going to like it right now with him on the sideline. You got to be smarter than that. You got to understand the game. Too many kids don't. They just play. They have no clue about score, time, situation. I mean, he's got to know he had 3 fouls.
Jimbo Low has only fouled out 1 time this entire season. Well, normally, he's been able to stay on the floor. Averages close to 30 minutes played per game. But picking up his 4th.
How he picked it up, that's the sad part.
Boy, yeah, he is wiped away by Kispert.
They haven't been able to get Bouye to get going. He's one of your key components in their offensive sets.
Tilly, Petrushev, and that foul will be called on Jordan Ratina.
That's just smart basketball right now. See the little things in coaching. They know he's on the sideline low. So where's the last 2 possessions of the basketball go? Goes right inside. This way this guy wins a majority of his games. Mr. Few.
And a pretty good foul by Ratina. That's his 1st. And that probably would have been a Petrushev dunk had he not committed that foul.
They're going to go back inside to him again. There it is right there.
Petrushev spinning. Comes up off the mark on the left-hand side.
First time I heard about Petrushev, I got a phone call from Tom Izzo about 2 days after they scrimmaged against them 2 years ago. He said, remember this kid's name? He was so impressive.
Inland fouled by Ayayi.
Hey, watch Michigan State come tournament time. They're peaking at the right time. They're playing their best basketball now, and we know Tom Izzo in the tournament gets maximum out of his people.
I think the really eye-opening win they had was the primetime win last Saturday when they went to Maryland.
Yep, that was
with Maryland trying to win the league as well, and they get a win on the road in that environment, convincingly pulling away. And boy, were they impressive yesterday against Ohio State?
Yeah, they're impressive. Ohio State's a very good basketball team.
Yep.
Let's see what they can do here.
Shot clock down to 3. Bouye, old school with the left hand, floats it home.
Nice play right, Bouye. They got to get him going scoring. He's a guy capable of putting points on that board. It's a good San Francisco team.
Kispert, his pass deflected, and the battle won by Ryderman. They hit ahead to Shabazz. Shot
nice
fake, allows the flood.
Nice little fake. Shabazz, man, he's going to be a star in this league. This young guy knows how to play. He's got that scorer's mentality. And he got to get 32 against BYU. To me, he can block. Big guy coming off the bench.
Trushev in the post again at Yurkatan. Spins baseline this time and uses the glass.
They got no answer down in the post. They're not going to just abuse that. You got to double them up. Make other people beat you.
Foul on Kispert. A 3-point lead for Gonzaga, but with Jimbo Lowe on the bench, the Dons are finding some offense to stay in the game.
Well, there's a little bit of left-handed layup. Bouye. And then look at the pass up front. Nice little catch. So watch him, keeps his feet. See you young kids? Little fake right there. Little Shabazz. He's big with the rocks in his hands.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Bob Wischusen, Dick Vitale, Sean Farnham back here in Las Vegas. Gonzaga with a 3-point lead, trying to get to the championship game here in the WCC tournament. If they do, Mark Few will be a happy man, but he'll also be a happy man to come down to Sarasota and help you raise some money to battle pediatric cancer in May.
Well, we're honored that he's going to be one of our honorees, along with Stephen A. Smith, Bruce Arians. We got Jim Kelly. We can take John Saunders Award with Pat Williams. Take a look right there. That's some group, man. We're going to sell out over 900 people. Our goal is to raise $5 million this year for kids battling cancer through the V Foundation. Many of you, if you can't make it, make a donation. You can be part of our team. Just go to dickvitale.com. dickvitale.com, and you can make a donation. We are so excited. Mark said there's going to be a big contingent coming down from Spokane, and we are excited because he's one quality guy. He and his wife have done amazing things for kids battling cancer.
He was telling me a heartbreaking story earlier today at their shoot-around as Yurkatan lays one in about the fact that Gonzaga had a young lady that had kind of become their inspiration and was really affiliated with their team that just passed away not long ago. So it's something that has hit home to everyone. At some point in your life, you've been touched by a story involving a kid with cancer.
Well, I could go on and on. Well, I can simply tell you this right now as we're sitting here enjoying basketball, 45 to 50 moms and dads are going home today, and they heard 4 words. And I keep saying this to people. 4 words nobody wants to ever hear. Your child's got cancer. So please help us. But hey, let's get back to the game. Yurkatan with that nice basket inside, a little 2-man game.
And a foul now on Ayayi. And Gonzaga with only a 1-point lead. They led by 3 when Jimbo Lowe went to the bench. So right now, the Dons, with their big guy having 4 fouls and sitting down, they're doing a really good job of trying to shorten the game and maybe get him back on the floor.
Absolutely, but credit that to their coach. I'm telling you, that young guy is impressive. Todd Golden, how many people remember that name? Todd Golden, no matter what happens here today, I was really impressed. I've been around a lot of coaches in my time, and his knowledge of the game and his ability, it's so positive.
Bertino's miss is rebounded by Petrusha.
There was no doubt in his mind. He said, we can beat them. We definitely can beat them. I know that. My kids know it.
Trushev in the post again, immediately double team. Cross court, Woolridge down low to Tilly. Tilly with the floater across the lane and draws the foul.
Smart play right there, reversing the basketball, coming out of the double team, going to the opposite side of the court and getting the ball inside to Tilly, who's very versatile down in the interior. Let me say this, it's very obvious. You look at this team. They've achieved so much to be 29-2, heading for 30 wins. It's amazing, but think about this. As Tilly goes on the free throw line, think about this. Bottom line is, Mark Few told us, this team has exceeded his dream. This team is not as quality as last year.
Your dream is to raise even more money for kids with cancer. We got the book as well, the Mount Rushmores of college basketball. So if you're a fan out there and wants to get this book, how do you get it, and where does every dollar go?
You go to dickvitale.com. That's all you can do. You get an autographed copy, and every dollar goes is the best coaches, best players of my 40 years at ESPN. On the other side, I'm looking at beautiful kids. About 16 of them that lost their lives. Many of them were with me. They were with me at my gala right there. These kids here lost their lives in the battle against cancer. We got a good game here, Bob. We had a really good game.
Gonzaga only by 2. A little over 6 minutes gone by in the second half.
They're going to get some looks for Vicodin. Being played by Tilly right now.
Shabazz.
Oh, what a drive.
Woolridge with the left hand, softly off the glass.
He is quick, man. He's got that great first step, good left hand right there. I mean, this is all they feel from their coach. Believe, believe, believe. If you don't play in any sport and believe when you go out there that you got a chance, you got no chance. You got to think that you can win first before you can win.
Woolridge glides to the goal for an easy 2 once again. He's got 16.
See, Golden not happy with that. Nobody rotated over. Nobody got the ball is the most dangerous thing on the floor. You got to rotate over when a guy's going straight to the goal.
Midland on the drive, and he draws a foul, so he will shoot 2.
Take a look at Shabazz right here. This is a guy that had 32, as we said earlier, against BYU. There's the drive to the basket. Poor job defensively by Gonzaga. And you talk about a poor job right here. He goes to the basket. Nobody. I mean, it's like you can put a Mack truck through that unbelievable gap as he attacked it.
That foul on Admon Gilder, his first, and they eventually said the foul occurred on the floor.
They're buying time, as you said earlier, really well, Bob. The jumps without ball on the floor.
Midland leans in. That foul will be a shooting foul, the second on Gilder.
He does a great job drawing contact. He has every kind of fake in the lane.
Midland was second team All West Coast Conference. An all academic selection as well. 3.4 GPA as a finance major. There are brainiacs all over this Dons team. They've got academic all-conference selections everywhere.
It's a good school.
We got a couple of brainiacs coming up on SportsCenter after we're done here in Las Vegas. Bucci and Maine are standing by. Tickets punched and the top moments so far from Champ Week, plus tonight's best NBA performances. And what would it look like if Tom Brady were a tight SportsCenter?
Forget about
next, right here on ESPN and the ESPN app. Where do you think Tom Brady's going?
He looked better if he was in a Bucs uniform. Are you kidding me? Throwing to their wide receivers. A coach like Bruce Arians. Come on, Tom. Head to Tampa. I got season tickets. I want to see you there. I'll be your chauffeur if you come down here.
Tilly straight away. Way short. Offensive rebound. Timmy. He's got one plus the foul.
He's really excellent off the bench. Timmy is a plus player coming off that bench for them. Averages 9.6 a game. 6 guys are in double figures.
Mark Few said that his energy in practice is so contagious. Says he's a freshman. He still doesn't really know what he's doing. But his personality, high energy, every practice, it's like fuel for this team. And it's one of those personalities that you probably don't realize is going to be as infectious as it is until you're around him every day. And here's Ayayi back out to Timmy off the miss.
Nobody blocked out. Timmy with that kind of attitude and his skills going to be a star eventually in college.
Second effort by Ayayi is good.
Ayayi gets the basket right there. They didn't block out on that free throw. That's a no-no. You can't make those fundamental mistakes.
It's a 4-point trip for Gonzaga. Shabazz crossing over on Woolridge. Nice job by Woolridge.
Oh,
and a great catch. Reevney kept the ball and then knocks it down.
The shot of the day. Are you kidding me? Did that go off the backboard? Did that go off the backboard?
Sure looked like it.
It looked like it to me. but I'm going to defer to you because you got those two eyes. And that was to my left eye, my blind eye.
Well, let's see how good your vision is.
I think it hit the backboard. I really do. Let's see this here. Oh, Hail Mary. It went off the glass. Are you kidding me? Are you serious?
Back with tonight's Mayhem Moment, brought to you by Allstate. And this was a moment of mayhem, saved by Dmitry Rivny, who uses the window gently to knock down, as you said, the shot of the night so far to make this a 2-point game. And again, with Jimbo Lull on the bench with 4 fouls, you'd have to think that Todd Golden is ecstatic that his team without their big man is hanging right in there with Gonzaga.
Unbelievable. Really doing a great job.
Bob Wischusen, Dick Vitale, Sean Farnham here at Orleans Arena in Las Vegas.
You know, when I said that this team's not as good as last year, that's not really knocking these kids. I mean, last year's team was special. You had NBA players, man. Hachimura, talk about some of the Clark, and guards like Perkins, Norvell.
Timmy loses it out of bounds off the pass from Gilder.
In fact, that team got beat. That team got beat by Texas Tech in the Elite Eight to go to the Final Four.
We'll step aside for just a moment. 2-point game here in Las Vegas.
They won't pull him off the court.
Champ Week starts in Greensboro, North Carolina tomorrow in the New York Life ACC tournament with a couple of games on the ACC network. Who will get to the quarterfinals Thursday, where Florida State, Virginia, Louisville, and Duke, the top 4 seeds, will be waiting.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, conference tournaments, the ACC for years has been number one. I mean, this year they got some heavyweight teams, but not a vintage ACC, but there'll be a lot of excitement down there. I'm so impressed with what Leonard Hamilton has done. He's right up there in my mind, possibly National Coach of the Year, not just the ACC Coach of the Year. Look at that drive.
Great drive by Minley.
He's a strong driver, and that was the conversation with Mark Few. He said he's physical, he attacks. Look at this right here. He's going to attack. Nobody get in his way. I think he'd be one heck of a running back. Wow, look at that.
Midland with a chance at the line to give USF the lead with 11:43 to go.
And with their star post player, been on that sideline quite a while. You know, they were leading, like we said, by 1 point. They were leading with a minute 33 in the first meeting between these two teams. Yet Kister bailed them out.
Is it time to call your friends? Is it time yet?
Yeah,
the number 2 team in America down by 1.
Come on, people, get on there. Everybody join us. We got right now Gonzaga, number 2 in the nation. 22 straight years in the finals. Will they be shocked here?
USF's first lead. How long will it last? Can't put Gonzaga back on top. Here comes Bouye. Or check that. Here comes Shabazz.
Shabazz is giving a real nice lift. Coming off that bench, you can see what a spark he provides. Plays with a lot of confidence. Got that little swag about him. Doesn't use that screen up on top. Nope.
Inland hands one outside. That one's a little too strong from the wing. And back the other way with a finger roll. Coming up short, Woolridge. But the follow is there, plus the foul.
Well, he just went to the length of the court, missed the layup. Who's that with that rebound? Is that Timmy?
True Timmy.
I'll tell you what, dude, Timmy's some type of dandy, this guy. Nice little fake. You see young kids out there? See a little ball fake? I gave him the opportunity to square his body and he kept his pivot feet down. This guy's going to be a star. You take it to the bank, I will guarantee next year he is going to be an S-T-A-R. And yes, I can spell it, so maybe I could go into the spelling bee. You wouldn't give me a shot there?
Yeah, I'd like you to get star as your word and ask for like synonyms or point of origin. That'd be good.
Well, I couldn't get it Duke. They asked me to spell it, and I spelled it wrong. And they gave me the D. Oh, nice try. Nice try.
Is perfect for Ratino.
Ratino's been quiet, too, but that was a nice try. It's like the United Nations team. They're from all over the world.
Well, Ratino's from California.
Oh, is he a California kid? I thought he was from Italy. I think he's a Portuguese.
Somebody from his family is probably down the road, not originally from California, but George Ratino
tell you,
I grew up in Livermore, California.
I get so impressed when I see a bunch of kids that aren't heavily recruited, playing together, sharing the ball. I mean, you don't see it at McDonald's High School All-Americans on San Francisco team. Just a bunch of hard, tough kids trying to get a little recognition, want to get the final game tomorrow.
Edmond Gilder comes up short, gets his own miss. Shot clock not reset, didn't hit the rim. It's down to 5. Does Gonzaga realize it? Petrusev back out to Gilder. Has to launch one. That's a shot clock violation, but a foul call. Sprinting down the bench is Todd Golden. He is apoplectic.
No. They've had some fouls here. You can't believe some of the fouls. I mean, that's not a bad decision. I don't blame the referee. It was contact there.
Wow.
Close.
He barely grazed the right ankle of Edmond Gilder, and he gets 3 free throws.
Now, I don't think there was a foul there. I'll take that back. I think there was definitely should have been no call. Get Todd. Let him know about it, Todd. Come on. Let him know about it. Big moment. You know what? A great official, whenever they think they might have missed the call, they let the coach vent his, frustration out. You don't bang him right over the tee and compound the situation. That's what I like right there. Let him vent it out. He had a legitimate right. You and I thought the game with Kansas, we thought Moretti got fouled. Some people disagree with us. All the Kansas people disagree, all the Texas Tech people agree. Nice pass.
Shabazz. Off the feed for Retino for 3.
This club doesn't want to be denied. They better lace him up for the last 9 minutes, Gonzaga. Call your friends up. We can have upset city.
Gilder in the corner. That's no good. Offensive rebound, Ayayi.
Petrusev has been really quiet here.
Ayayi comes up short. Gilder has it stripped away. Good hands on Shabazz.
He wants to drive.
Retino in transition. That's off the heel. Ayayi's got it. And he's fouled at midcourt by Bouya.
There it is. Mr. Shabazz.
Both teams now over the limit. We will shoot free throws the rest of the way. The next Gonzaga foul will be their 7th. So that'll be a 1-and-1. And this is a 1-and-1 for Joel Ayayi.
We thought that Petrusev would absolutely go wild here with the situation with Lull on the sideline. That has not happened.
Lull picked up his 4th. And USF was down by 3 at the time.
And how many has the player of the year scored since then?
They went to him early, and he got a couple of buckets in the moments following the 4th foul for Jimbo Lull. But you're right, it's been a series of possessions now that Petrusev has not been the focal point.
Yeah, Petrusev's got to get active inside. You don't like to look at a 7-footer down there like Lull and have him as an assistant coach. But he's on there, and the team has responded with him on the pond. Nice spacing right there. Good ball movement.
Midland by the shoot. Midland pulls up. Line drive. Too strong. Killian Tilly taps it to Petrusev.
Hey, Midland's just a player, man. He's a player.
Tilly, wrap around past Petrusev. It's blocked from behind by Midland.
Midland with a great defensive play. Great help. Get the ball in Midland's hands. Get it Midland. Shabazz. Good things happen.
Now Midland's got it for 3. Ayayi pulls down the rebound. He takes off the other way. Tries to go coast to coast. Stripped out of his hands by Shabazz from behind.
I thought he got tripped.
Will stay with Gonzaga. And Mark Few thinks the same.
I thought he got fouled. Looked like he got tripped right there. Take a look right here now. You tell me, Robert. You tell me.
He got tripped.
No question. No doubt about it.
I'm sure there's some USF fans right now that are saying, all right, we're even, based on the foul that put Admont Gilder at the line to shoot 3 not long ago. Lobbed, and Tilly leans in and scores.
What a big-time catch and a big-time play right there. That's why he's a special player. This kid would have had a lot of honors had he not had so many injuries throughout his career.
Bouye leans in. Yes.
There's that driving ability. Their guards, all 3 of them have the ability to attack off the bounce. Bouye, Midland, and certainly Shabazz. And they do a great job taking advantage of that.
Under 8 minutes to go. The emotion of Champ Week as San Francisco and Gonzaga down the stretch for a spot in the WCC championship game. It's a 1-point lead for the number 2 team in America and the perennial number 1 seed in the WCC tournament. Gonzaga, they take on San Francisco. Game 2 of our doubleheader, BYU and St. Mary's at 11:30 Eastern over on ESPN2. Those 2 teams played right down to the wire in both of their regular season matchups this year. And if Gonzaga were to lose this game, it would be the first time that they have lost in the semifinals of this championship since 1994.
I got a better stat for you as well. They're 24-3 since 2009 in this tournament. And all 3 losses were to St. Mary's. So maybe that rubbed off on Todd Golden, who played for Randy Bennett at St. Mary's.
That's Dick Vitale. I'm Bob Wischusen, and Sean Farnham is with us as well. Sean?
That last time out, what Coach Golden was telling his guys is, hey, our guards, we got to get down and rebound as guards. We cannot allow them to get offensive second chance points. Offensively, what he talked about was pushing in transition and finding shooters on the outside. He wants them to play fast and free because that's what's put them in this situation.
Oh, you're right there, Sean. Hey, Sean, what do you think? 5-minute mark, you bring it low?
I think they just brought him in, Dick. They just checked him in right there where you were asking me. During that last timeout, he looked at him and said, hey, you're going back in right now, but you've got to be smart, but don't play with fear.
See, now in this case, I would have probably waited till the 5-minute mark. Because if he's going to back away from Petrusov, he'll have a field day inside. He's got to play basketball.
We've got free throws coming at the other end as Corey Kispert went over the back trying to grab an offensive rebound.
He's been very quiet. He's the guy that won the game for them when they played him up there in San Francisco. It was a 1-point lead with 1:30 to go, and all of a sudden Kispert made some good plays.
Now, obviously Gonzaga is a deeper team than San Francisco, but Kispert's a really important player. He's got 4 now. So let's see how long Mark Few sits him down for.
Well, he's a clutch player. He makes big plays. He did. He saved them against San Francisco the first time they played him. I don't have the stat in front of me. What are they shooting on the 3 right now in San Francisco?
4 of 19.
4 of 19. If you'd have told me they shoot 4 of 19, I'd say no chance.
But they got an 85% free throw shooter at the line in Raymond Reitman, and he knocks down 2, and that puts San Francisco back up by 1.
And he's made 3 threes. He's the one guy that has shot the 3. Let's see if they try to attack.
Tilly leans in, scores.
Tilly, I love that kid's game. I really do.
He's got 13.
Coach Lloyd's netted up coaching. He's doing a good job. He finds all these guys international players. I got a little zone right here. Little zone. Try to take away the driving game.
Coonan to Shabazz on the baseline.
Oh, good
Offensive
rebound.
Right in it. Tied up by Tilly.
Tell you, Reitman's playing so hard. Now they're going to go for Lowell, trying to go a little offense-defense here.
So Lowe comes back in for Josh Coonan.
Coonan was a starter earlier in the year.
Tough catch by Lowe in the corner and almost lost his balance. Did well to stay in bounds.
He's rested now, man. I'd give him some touches around the low box.
This time he slips.
Dumping into him.
Shabazz finds him.
He's a
got a
little
height
guy.
advantage on Ayayi, but Ayayi picks his pocket.
Ayayi with a great defensive play.
Lost it.
And then
Bouye
it.
comes back the other way. Numbers for the Dons. Spin around triple by Bouye.
Shot selection is so big now. You get to this time of the game, taking good shots, quality shots is different. So many times winning and losing. That and the free throw line. He wants the ball, Shabazz. He wants the ball, man.
5 to shoot.
He has no fear. He has no
Put
fear.
one up, gives it up. Low with the reverse.
Oh, what a nice play by Shabazz. And Lowe finishing it off with the reverse layup. He's impressive, that big guy. He really is. He's a lot better than what I expected.
He's got 12. Does Jimbo Lowe, playing with 4 fouls. He backs off of Petrushev here. And Petrushev comes up short. Tilly saves it back outside. Extra pass to Ayayi. He'll drive it. Tilly from the corner allows the flyby. Tries a 3. Got it!
Oh, nice stroke. Oh, could he stroke it? William looks at the bench. He hasn't shot well. Comes up with a big play. Tilly's so skilled. Understands how to play. Then he's sitting in that zone.
Rattino for 3. He answers!
Oh, what a game. Rattino for 3. Call your friends up, man. We got number 2. They look right now. Struggling. 5 minutes to go. People thought this would be a blowout. Forget about it. A lot of people told me before I came here, you got there the Gonzaga Classic. It's not the Gonzaga Classic.
Not anymore.
Nice reverse layup. Great look by the little guy, Shabazz. And then Mr. Tilly with the ball fake to give him space and to free up. And then it's NBN, nothing but nylon.
And then Rattino answers from near NBA range. Petrushev fouled. Cheapy as Yurkatam reaches in. And that will put Petrushev at the line. That's the 4th on top of Yurkatam.
I'm really impressed with the coaching of that young guy on that sideline. I really mean that. I mean, we know Mark he's a Hall of Famer. But this young guy's first year as a head coach, he's an assistant for a couple of years. Coach Smith went over to Washington State. We did a fairly good job his first year there. But I'm really impressed with this young fella. Really.
Sean Farnham with us as well, right there next to that San Francisco bench. And you think that was strategy, Sean, from Todd Golden? He wants to put Petrushev at the line?
There's no doubt. He actually claps a great job, got Lowell back in the game. They're looking at it from a free throw percentage of how much success they can have sending him to the line, trying to make 2 versus missing. He makes both of them this time, but Coach Golden uses analytics a lot. He goes 2 for 1, which a lot of guys in college don't do, Dick Vitale, but he looks at the numbers, he looks at the percentages, and he'll take his chances.
I'll tell you one thing, analytics is becoming big in every sport. Every sport.
The only problem with the analytics there is that's the 4th on Yurkatam, so you're going to run out of fouls to be able to do that.
I think Todd Golden's a star on the rise in coaching.
Lowe at the freshman Timmy. Timmy commits the foul, so Lowe will go to the free throw line.
I talked to the associate athletic director today from San Francisco's a New Jersey guy, played football actually at Notre Dame, was a heck of a running back. Played on one of their national championship teams, I think it was 73, Frank Alaco. And he spoke very highly of what they're doing down here at San Francisco with Coach Golden and when he's got this club. And just really, it's very obvious. Very obvious. The scores don't lie. And this club's won about 22 games.
Lowell, 8th best in the West Coast Conference at the free throw line, 77%.
It's nice when you got a big guy that can stroke it like that. We really thought that the 3-ball, and so did Mark Field, was going to be the big thing here, the big factor, because they're 12-0 when they make 10 or more. Well, right now, they're in a situation tied, and they haven't made close to 10.
The Dons are 5 for 21 from three-point land, and yet they are in a 69-69 tie, coming up on 4 minutes to go.
Nice pass.
Ayayi, old school floater, is good.
Ayayi with the drive right there, gets in the lane, wide open, a little floater. Todd Golden right up there, calling out a series that he'd like to run a little weave up on top with the idea of drive if you get a chance, an opportunity.
Bouye for 3. A foul called underneath. It looks like Lowell draws the foul on Drew Timme. So it should be free throws for Jimbo Lowell, down by 2 when we come back. But Gonzaga's got the 2-point lead because they've got Joel Ayayi.
Ayayi right there in that lane, a little floater. I would say right now, people, when you run to the refrigerator, call your friends up, get them on a tube.
It's brought to you by Principal Financial Group. Start today at principal.com. Bob Wischusen alongside Dick Vitale. Sean Farnham with us as well. Game number 1 has already been a treat in the WCC tournament semifinals between the Dons and the Zags. During the regular season, San Francisco was right there with a lead at halftime twice against Gonzaga. You could see what they struggled with, shooting the 3, outscored by an average of 19 in the 2 regular season games. Well, they've outscored Gonzaga by 3 so far here in the second half, and they've done a good job at the defensive end.
Well, right now the free throw line becomes Bill. He's a 78% shooter. Oh, that hurts. That hurts.
Both teams in the double bonus now the rest of the way, so an automatic 2 as Jimbo Lowe missed the last 1-and-1 we'll have in this game.
Petrusov wants the ball inside. The question is now, will Lowe play it tough or back away from him?
Now he sets the screen. Ayayi picks up his dribble. He's got it.
I tell you, Ayayi's made 2 big plays. He had the little floater, they had a little shot right there. Up his feet on the ground. See, those 2 free throws were big. Now you're down 4 instead of down 2.
Double figures for the 19th time this season for Joel Ayayi.
Oh, he had a wide open layup.
Lost it. Knocked out of bounds, though, was Lull, in spite of the fact that he lost the ball. Will stay with USF.
You know, Bob, kids have to understand you catch the ball with your eyes as well as your hands. Right there, he lost vision of the basketball because he was already anticipating going to the goal. You got to keep that ball with your eye level, and you got to catch it first, then go screen. It's a big possession right here.
Martino. Ayayi rebounds.
Now here's a little experience here. Tilly's the guy you got to watch. Tilly, experienced player.
Khrushchev, 10 to shoot.
He's taking 1-on-1.
Goes up low. Floats it over him. Off the rim. Lowe pulls it down.
Well,
here comes Shabazz.
Lowe did a good job defensively there. He didn't really back away, but he knew they couldn't foul him. He wants to go 1-on-1 with him right now. He wants to take
faces
1-on-1.
up. Bullies his way to the goal. Misses. Point-blank range.
Oh,
and then fouls out.
Oh, no. Comes over the top. Oh, that's big. That is big. Tries to hustle, but... Well, remember this. They played well with him on the sideline. They really did.
Yurkatam also has 4 fouls, though, so he'll come back in.
A little frustrated right here. Now watch this. He's really frustrated. Oh, there's no doubt about it. It's a wrestling hole, man.
He knew it.
He knew it.
Only the second time this season that Jimbo Lull is fouled out.
Talked about the importance of the free throw line. They miss it.
Tilly only 73%. This is the first.
He would be a lot better than that with his stroke. So many games are won and lost. Simply, you can analyze all you want. You can be analytical all you want. There's simplicity of making the charity free throw.
Mark Few goes small, sits down Petrushchev, and puts in Admon Gilder.
Petrushchev did not have a strong second half at all.
Wrighton comes back in as Yurkatam will go to the bench. So both teams go small, and now a timeout is called by Gonzaga. 2:20 to go, and we will step aside for 30 seconds, and we'll come right back to Las Vegas. Five-point lead for Gonzaga. Bob Wischusen, Dick Vitale, Sean Farnham at the West Coast Conference Championship here in Las Vegas as we take a look at our Capital One rewarding performance. And Killian Tilly, he makes a difference when he is healthy and on the floor for the Zags.
There he is right there with that score, giving those awards out. I sometimes think you're going to wait to the end of the game, give awards out, because there might be some hero right there from San Francisco, but Tilly's a good call right now.
He has got a double-double working, 17 points, 10 rebounds. He leads all scorers in this game.
Tilly, she's got that side. Oh, do they love their Zags down there in Spokane? I mean, the Kennel's a great place, great environment.
Well, it's such a great fan base that travels as well. This place sometimes feels like the Kennel South for this championship.
He's not driving the basketball middle. He's got to use what he does well. Try to attack.
He's in the post here.
There he is right there. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Midland.
Like I said, you're a good coach.
Mr. Midland, thank you. Wow. Where has he been for the last 5 minutes? He's a driver. They can't handle him.
Ayayi tripped up. That'll be Khalil Shabazz called for the foul, so Joel Ayayi will shoot a pair.
I think Joel really attacked you constantly here late in the game. Corey Kispert's not had a typical Corey Kispert game. I think emotionally and psychologically, this is wearing on the kids from Gonzaga playing a game of this aspect of knowing that this club played them so tough. Shooting for that 23rd consecutive year in the finals. I mean, that is just incredible.
5-point lead. Under 2 minutes to go.
He wants to drive. That's his strength. Driving the basketball.
Inland drives, and he will go to the free throw line.
He has that knack of using his body exceptionally well. Go to the free throw line. If they stop him, he protects the ball, draws contact. Now he's got to convert.
That's the fourth on Admon Gilder. Inland only shoots 64%.
Free throw line really hurt him. Had that one-on-one situation with Lowe a minute ago before he fouled out. Now scenario here.
Jurkatam and Kunin coming back in as Midland and Raitanen will sit down.
Going for some size. Kunin was a starter.
And now some full court pressure. This Gonzaga team has to be a very difficult team to press, though, as quickly USF backs off.
And they got some good handlers, ball handlers, even on the wings. Little one-on-one for Tilly.
Size just advantage for Tilly in the post.
Oh, yeah, they missed him. Got a total mismatch inside. Get the ball to Tilly.
Instead, Ayayi goes around Jurkatam. Plays it in.
I'll tell you what, he's been the star late in the game. He's been the star. I know 3 sequences that he's taken the ball to a gap and seam and attack off the bounce.
Shabazz for 3. Yes!
Oh, the little guy who's a giant with the rocks in his hands. Shabazz.
USF calls their final timeout with 1:03 to go. We've got a one-possession game.
Take a look right here. That's the great drive by Ayayi. Joel making big plays, and here's the answer. We'll take 3 instead of your 2, Joel. And there's Mr. Shabazz. This guy's got a scorer's mentality. I can see why they've won the number of games they have won. Their guards really have lived up to what the coach. You know, some of them you talk to a coach and you hear all kinds of coach speak. Didn't get that from young guy, Mr. Golden. I mean, he was as honest as can be. He just simply said to me, we can beat them. We can beat them. I feel it in my heart. It's not lying. Right now, you're 1:03 against the number 2 team in the country, and you're down to 1 possession.
And Gonzaga, if they have an Achilles heel for a very high-scoring team, they only shoot 69% as a team at the free throw line. We've already seen them miss some big free throws here in the second half. So the foul and extend the game strategy could work out for USF. And again, BYU and St. Mary's played 2 games this season, 1 on each other's home floor, and the 2 games were decided by 5 cumulative points.
Wow.
So BYU, when They hosted St. Mary's, went right down to the wire, and vice versa. Both home teams won. So now they're on a neutral court tonight. Who knows what to expect in game 2 of what has already kicked off as a terrific doubleheader.
Well, it's number 1 is they're number 14 in the nation right now, and already we got 3 teams that are going to be a lot from this conference in the big dance. I mean, take a look at St. Mary's, BYU, and Gonzaga. They'll have to go to Harvard to figure out they're going to be part of the NCAA March Madness. Let's see what happens in this possession right here. Spreading the floor.
10 to shoot.
Gonna run down that clock.
It's Ayayi. Playing the screen game with Tilly. 5 on the shot clock. Ayayi, step back 3. That's off the mark. Boyer's got the rebound. About a 2-second differential between shot clock and game clock in a 3-point game.
Do you foul? Not yet now. It's too much time left on that clock.
Shabazz backs it out. He tries a 3. That goes off the top of the backboard, pulled down by Gilder. And now USF has to foul, and they do with 14 seconds to go.
They got to get a little luck here and hope this is free throws. I wasn't sure about that shot. I know who went in and said great shot. Shabazz, and he's capable of doing that, but I thought they could have taken a little more time and got a better look.
Fortunate for Mark Few. Of the group that's on the floor, Corey Kispert is the only free throw shooter that shoots a higher percentage than Admon Gilder at 76%. But he misses the first.
And it's a big one right here. Takes away the 1-possession game if he converts in this scenario.
And quickly, Todd Golden hops down the bench and gets his 3-point specialist, Raymond Reitinen, back on the floor.
These coaches really are coaching. They know who they want. They know who's capable of doing something. We know Reitinen's a heck of a 3-point shooter. Even though his numbers don't prove it this year, but overall his career.
There's the big one for Gilder to make it a 4-point game.
Big one.
So now Gonzaga will do anything to avoid fouling. Minlin goes in for the easy 2. No timeouts left for USF.
And foul right away.
Tilly is fouled.
Got a foul right away.
With less than 6 seconds to go by Bouye.
What a great effort here. I mean, the game's not over yet, certainly. Anything can happen in 5 seconds in a 2-point game. But the bottom line is, no matter, San Francisco's earned my respect. And I'll tell you this, the young coaches earned my respect.
Tilly is 4 of 7 at the line. If he doesn't make both, you think Gonzaga fouls?
Oh, I think you got to. I would.
He knocks down the first. And now Mark Few calls timeout. You have to think to probably discuss exactly that.
What they want to do. Yeah.
5.9 seconds to go, 3-point game. So are you fouling if you're Gonzaga if Killian Tilly misses this free throw?
I am. You know, I believe in that. He's backfired some teams, but I think the big strategy we've studied over the years works in your favor. I mean, you got 5 seconds on the clock. If he misses, you got to go right away and foul him and hope that, you know, the situation is.
We have, with 5.9 seconds to go in your mind, crossed the line on the clock.
Absolutely.
Where there's a small enough amount of time to justify fouling.
I mean, there's situations we had this year where a guy missed it was a Duke game.
Yep.
The Duke game with Carolina.
Absolutely.
But the chance of that happening, I mean, that's, to me, 1 in a million what happened here with Trey Jones in that situation. So again here, this is a big free throw right here. This could put the game away.
If Tilly knocks this one down, all but impossible for USF. But if he misses, we'll see how Gonzaga plays it. They've got 1 timeout left as well.
Not a lot of people believe you'd be in this situation. Coach Golden.
Tilly's got it.
It looks like 23 years in a row that we're going to see Gonzaga in the finals. But they were tested big time. They were tested big time.
Minlin, a wild one off the top of the backboard. And what an effort from USF. But Gonzaga survives and advances once again to the championship game of the WCC tournament.
That's the key, isn't it? Survive and advance, baby. This time of the year, that was the cry of Jimmy V back there in his era. And he won that national championship in '83. Just survive and advance.
So Gonzaga moves on to the championship game tomorrow night, a game we will have for you at 9 Eastern right here on ESPN. Now coming up at 11:30 Eastern over on ESPN2, we will determine their opponent between BYU and St. Mary's.
And they also won their 30th game. Think about this. Their 30th game. 4 consecutive years. No one currently has done that. A great achievement by Gonzaga and Mark Few.
We will see you over on ESPN2 at the bottom of the hour for BYU St. Mary's. For Dick Vitale, Sean Farnham, and our entire crew, I'm Bob Wischusen. It's time to head back to Bristol. It's time for SportsCenter.